I thought it had a link before. I'm trying to find where it is. It wasn't a chart. Where do I have it? Time. Oh, let's just close that. Where's my link chart? I had a good chart before. Damn it. Alright. Let me just see. Go through these buggers. Oh, there it is. Haha. Here's my link chart. So what? Okay. I'll do it. But let's please check. Okay, then we'll do that. Let's just start from the beginning. So what I'll do is we'll cover Dow Jones, SP 500, the Dixie, because all these bigger markets have an impact to what crypto does, and by sort of anticipating what that's going to do or what they're going to do, we have an idea of what crypto is likely to do. And okay, so let's look at the Dow Jones. Dow Jones at the moment, this is the weekly chart. It's found support on the weekly level. And from a daily perspective, we can see this channel coming down. The 618, or you can say the golden ratio pocket, 618 to 0.68 is my own perspective. We can see that the middle of the channel actually found its spot for support for the Dow Jones. Until we lose that, I'll start remain very bullish for crypto as well. So this is one aspect. Dow Jones is looking bullish, and we have levels there that could pretty much. Let me just change the color on this one. Maybe green. Okay, or maybe let's see. I'll do yellow. So looking at this, I do think that we'll come up to this weekly level before we probably come down. If we get to break that, then you can see there's a whole bunch of levels along the line. So, and the worst case scenario for Dow Jones is that it goes all the way to the top and then come back down. So that close to a double top. I do believe we're going to come back down, but the question is which part. Until we see this broken, we're not going to really have much more downs for the Dow Jones, and that's lining up with the SP 500. So the SP 500 is very similar. I did talk about it in our group that this is support, and we found it right on the money. Both this trend line, it's a key level. This trend line, if we're to lose that, we're gonna go down a lot. We're going to do the double bottom, so we could do that. We've got these levels to play out. It's a whole bunch of levels, and then come back down. So I'm not going to say which levels they are, but I am still macro bearish until we break this. I suppose we break above this level, this band. We can't be bullish. So that's going to be a strong resistance. And we've got the 200 and the 200 daily, both SMA and EMA, along with the others. So it's going to be a strong resistance. It's also where the 618 is. So that's where we're at. We have on the daily, or 3 daily actually. This is the 3 day. Let's see what we have on the daily here. So that's a 3 day chart, and we're having momentum. Not quite reached yet to the 50% level. And looking at the RSI, yep, bit of a bullish divergence, as I said in the past, and that's playing out. And now we're coming to, from this perspective, a strong resistance level. So this is going to be a strong resistance on the SP 500. So I'll leave it at that for that. Dixie, the Dixie, if you recall me looking at this chart for some time back, it's a strong resistance level from a number of perspectives. This macro trend, so I'm looking at this as a channel, and we hit resistance. I do believe we're going to break above it. In my last video update, I did say that we're going to consolidate here. How far, what the range is, we don't know, but we're going to consolidate before we break up to the upside. So looking at that's the weekly, and if you look at the Fibonacci's that are placed in there, there's a whole bunch of them. But this level, if it drops below this, so that was our last support there, and we have a nice bearish candle coming out on the weekly. So that's a reversal. If it closes like this, it's going to be a reversal, and it's likely to come down. Now the question is it likely to come down here before it goes up? And if we add our 10-20 moving average on the weekly, so that's our trend on the weekly for the US dollar index. And if I was to play devil's advocate, and I'll say there, the 618 is perfect with the 10 or the 20. So we might just on the weekly wise, if this was to come down, this will be a nice strong move, and we might just do something like that before we go up. There could be a deeper correction, and that it could go down to this level here where the 20 moving average is. So we might come from there to there and then back up. So we've got a whole bunch of scenarios where we can play out. So we need to take it one step at a time. Meanwhile, I think crypto will go up. We just want to see this weekly candle close. The fact that we are turning bearish is in line with SP 500 going bullish. And like I said, there's a number of levels, and we're not going to know exactly where that is, but we can take opportunities right now. Now, I spoke about Bitcoin in the past. In my last video update, I did say that this was the level to find support, and it was smack bang. I said 18,800. Well, this was 567, so not bad for a call. And I did say we're going to go back up. And the reason why I said that is logic, how the whales operate. We are pretty much descending, but I did say that these levels were confluent with support. So I had this level, a few cases where that was going to be a good support level, and we pretty much hit it. And I did say this was, so if people came in to do the shorting here, which was a few times, short, and especially this one here, I think this one was a main short entry. And what happens is when this starts coming up, so all these shorts would have taken some profit, definitely from some profit here. As this comes up, maybe take profit here. And as soon as this comes up to this level, the shorts are closing, and we find out the movement. So a lot of this is related to shorts being closed off. My thinking is, if you were shorting from these levels, you'll close your shorts or collect profits, and that gives you the momentum to the upside. The longs, those who are longing from this level, because every time it came down, they'll buy. And that was my thinking, they'll buy. And so when price comes down here, the longs will be liquidated. So it pushes the price down really hard, sell off. And that's why we got that massive candle, because all these longs were liquidated. And so we come down here, longs were liquidated, now the shorts are getting squeezed. And so what we might have is two levels. That's one level, and I did talk about this level as another potential, and then this level here. So if there's no follow through, so this is pretty much squeeze out the shorts and longs, this level. Now the question is what the market is likely to do. I think it still has a bit more to go. I think this level, so let's clean that up. So just giving you the mindset. You can also see that it was a descending channel. As soon as it break up the 618, as soon as we got, so that was a thrust. And now the question is, how much momentum will it take? So this is going to be the next level, I think. We just got to wait and see. This is a good level where it's neutral, and the rest is really related to the Dixie. So let's have a look at the Dixie at the moment on the 4 hour. Okay, so you can see on the 4 hour, the Dixie is pretty much closed off. Broken down that level. That was a ascending wedge type of thing. And perfect rising wedge, shorting position. So we broke it, the support line, retested at that neckline level, so perfect, and shorting down. So the target's here from this short. So that's one target, and the next target. And so we might just see a bit of ranging. So this is going to be the range for short term. And it could easily go back up or do further more down. So, so right now, it's in no man's land. And SP 500 is pretty much in the same boat. It's almost come to resistance. So now I would think crypto will also slow down with that move. Bitcoin slows down, and we just got to see what happens on the weekend, really, or this today and tomorrow. It's definitely hits certain targets, and macro-wise, I'm bearish, still bearish. The question is how you trade these along. So I did enter long with other coins, and playing it good. Now let's look at what some people are interested in at the moment. So Bitcoin, for the time being, it's not really revealing much. Let's look at it from another perspective, Bitcoin. So what we have here is a 2-week chart. If we just talk about the big picture for this sec, you can see based on my Fibonacci swing high, swing low to swing high to that level, we hit the 1.272. This structure is a bear flag pretty much. So Bitcoin might get up to 21,400. That level there. And where do I get that from? I get the macro Fibonacci. All right, so that's the macro Fibonacci level from the weekly, and so that I see that as a major fib level. And if I was to go to the indicators on the 2 weekly is still pretty much below. I'm looking at the stochastic. It might, if Bitcoin wants to go a bit more, this might be reversed and the stochastic might just go up a bit more. So we want to see the stochastic, and that will, if it does close in the next 3 days or 2 days and a bit, this could be a bullish sign as well. And then we might actually come back up to this level. So we have this range, which is I don't think it's a reversal, bottom reversal. I just think that at this point, this is just still bearish. Momentum is coming down. This is engulfed 2 or nearly 3 weeks of effort. So it really depends on this one, on how much it recovers. And then we'll have an idea if this was to break to the upside. So we can look at on the 2-week perspective, this line. I think it will just go sideways for a while before it comes down a bit. But that's my opinion. I can't see this. I need to see this crossover to the upside. If we look on the 3-day chart, you can see it does look like a bottoming formation. We've got the V shape, and we could have a double bottom. But from the daily perspective, or the 3-day perspective, is still very negative on the Phoenix. Irrespective of the RSI, the Phoenix is crossing over, but we need to see it. The stochastic indicator here, you can see in the past, even though it needs to break above this level, I think, based on the stochastic. If it breaks above this on the 3-day, then we become bullish. And historically, we haven't passed that at all, except for this. Actually, we went up to there. Okay. So I won't be interested until it breaks this level, and then look at the chart. I see the 200 moving average on the weekly is still our major resistance here. So our 200s are coming there. This is the 21 daily. And if we look on the 4-hour, okay, so it's broken that, but not yet. We want to see the 4-hour close, so we still got 2 hours and a bit. This could easily wick back down again. So the 21 moving average, and then we've got the 4-hour 200, and that's the main resistance on the small time frame. That's a strong move. That's definitely a strong move. But would there be a follow through? Point of control is this line here. I think this middle section is point of control. If I was to throw in the indicator, volume wise, on this, that is the middle, yep. So I got my point of control right there with the 618. So yeah, I think it could get to that level, potentially. This is just a method that we use. 618, point of control. So this might be able to come up to the 0.5. So we're looking from a Fibonacci perspective from the top to the bottom. And 0.5 is around here. And this is going to be a strong resistance layer. So if this was to come back down and then hit there, I think it will come back down like that. Good opportunity to short. And we can see historically, this level is hard to pass. If it passes that, then it looks like a reversal to the, then we've got this level here. But we've got to see the candlesticks and the formations while it does that. All right, now let's look at the other charts. And where do I put link? I had my link there. Link is actually looking good. I don't know why, but it's looking good. And if we were to just see how that's going with the macro. Okay, so the 0.5 Fibonacci is going to be our main resistance. Maybe I'll just use this level here. Okay, there we go. So it's popped its head a bit above that. This structure looks like an accumulation. So if I was to put that there, you can see how that lines up. Now, based on this, I do think this could come up to, that's one target, and we've got these two targets here. So this could ideally come there and back down. And if I was to look at it, that sort of fits the model. And let's see the other one. If this was potentially 618, 1.618 as well. So I don't think it will go above that, but I'm looking at this as a reversal pattern, accumulation at the moment. The bottom is really, so what have we done? We've got that there, and we might be able to get that. So link is probably worth entering. It might move a fair bit. It's got a bit of momentum if it passes this level here. So if you haven't entered, don't enter now. I think that's, this level is our main resistance. If we were to get above it and close above it, so just so it goes like that, that will be your retest buying. So in the past, you can see how a bit of momentum to the upside, and as soon as it loses that level, it comes down. So we got our sell and climax. We got our secondary test, and LPS there. So what we're going to do is the SOS stage, pretty much here. So we're likely to go up to here and then get a bit of a shake up or down. So I do believe we've got more to go. Even here that you might shake out a bit, but still, I think it's got momentum to the upside in line with the other coins or the main indicators. So that's the link for me. And these are the targets. We've got 3 targets. This one's going to be the hard one to pass. But it's a nice reversal. And what it does is it fits into, if you know the bar strategy or inverted bar, this fits into it. And the first touch is usually a rejection. If we look at the log from a log perspective, or non-log, sorry, let's have a look at this, see if there's anything else. Doesn't really give us anything there. Don't think it does. From a trend line perspective. Okay, so yeah, 618 is still. Let's just hide these for a sec. Okay, so if this is the bottom accumulation, then we might, we might get a good rejection there. The neckline, that is a strong neckline. And probably, so it's close enough. It's actually a band. This one comes down a bit more. And if I was to just change this for a sec, give me a sec. I don't want the fib on. Okay. Yeah, I do see this as a. We can actually try doing this. Yeah, that does look like a channel. So the bottom formation, we can rely on the bottom like that, and just hit the top. It's close enough. So look at that. So for the time being, we'll have that, and potentially like that. If it breaks above, then we have that type of thing. Yeah, so, or a triangle, really. We can have that as well. Let's do that for a sec. We definitely have that. So we'll keep that there as well. And we can just do that. So we're not sure what's going to take place. We'll get rid of that for now. Should find resistance at this level, but we should be able to find a good entry as well. That middle band is currently the resistance. So we can just stretch that a bit more up to there. Yep. So that is our resistance band. We're already there. Get above that, then we've got more room to the upside. It is to me still an accumulation and then a reversal. And so far, it fits into a bear flag. Long term wise, anyway, we'll see how that goes. But that is the neckline for the structure. That structure's neckline, if you haven't seen this before, we played a version of that out. The neckline, the SOE was there. So this area, this was our last hope. And now we move to this level. And whatever formation it takes, it's going to come back down. This level here, I think, long term wise, put that in there. One of these buggers, either the 0.5 or the 618 is our long term goal. So the link might come down a bit more, macro wise. For the time being, it's a good trade to go up. Right, that's what I have for link. For EWT, I had it. There you go. So this was a good one. I missed out, unfortunately. But see how the price is going flat and the RSI is just going up on the daily. That was a massive bullish divergence and it's playing out. Now it's at resistance now. So no good entry at the moment. That might be another entry. Let's just chuck in the moving averages on that one. And get rid of the crossing. So if we look at it closely on the EWT has a lot of good marketing, a lot of good words about it. Right now, what we've seen is that was a bearish divergence, and that pushed it down to that support level on this fib. So the next fib was the 618, and you can see from here, previous support is going to act like resistance. It did spike its head, but it didn't stay long. So that could be an ascending wedge, ascending triangle. So actually, we might have bit like that if we count the wicks. No wicks, we might just have a triangle. So I do feel like this should come down. Not too much, maybe to this level, and that will be a good entry. Then we've got the 10 and 20 moving average as well. So if we look at it from a small time frame, that's how that looks like. How it fits into our trading strategy. Let's have a add in the MACD for a sec. See if it fits into our strategy of entry point. So definitely a bullish. That's not going to give our entry yet. So I'll just move this up a bit to make it more accurate on the 4 hour. And if I was to find an entry, I'm just looking for something. 30 minutes. 30 minutes is not really giving it to me as well. Okay, so 30-minute could work for us. What we're looking for, maybe the 1 hour. Let me have a look. Okay, the 1 hour is better for me. So if we look at the MACD might come and we might find our entry here. We want to see a bullish candle in the next hour. If it comes down further, this is a nice spot for a bullish candle. And then potentially, so I think this is going to be like a bull flag. Or we could just go straight up, right? But I want to see this come down, looking for an entry. So we're making the assumption that this is going to continue on. At the moment, on the 1 hour, we're looking for an entry, and that's pretty much my strategy. If it comes down to this 10 to 20 moving average on the 1 hour, I think I'll be interested in buying in. But at the moment, there's no entry. And I'm looking for, like I said, there's two ways of looking at this, I suppose. Give me a sec. If that's our bottom trend line, give or take a bit. Yeah, we can do that. We might just be able to get to the top if we find the entry. Or otherwise, this could also come down here or further down. So realistically, there's a negative component to it as well. Right now is not a good entry at all. So, but if you're going to trade this on a small time frame, there might be opportunities on the 1 hour, and then have your stop losses close. Yeah. So anyway, I'll be still looking for an entry down somewhere here on the 1 hour. That was a strong move. And a bit of a sell-off. Missed the entry for maybe a double top and come back down. Anyway, I won't spend too much time on that. DNT. Okay. Okay, DNT. I'm on the 1 hour, so I don't want that. Oh, okay. This is accumulation, brother. And let's see, just chuck in the RSI, see if there is bullish divergence on the daily. Let's see how daily goes. Oh, so it's already played out a bit. Not the best, but anyway. So there was a nice bullish divergence on the daily. So from here, inside there was a bullish divergence, and that played out. And then it fizzled out with a rising wedge. So the bullish divergence played out there. So price was flat. That was flat. And what we had was a bullish divergence there. And that spiked it up. So that was that point there. Good entry point using the RSI. As soon as it broke that level there, that bullish candle did it. Overbought, came back down, and continued on that line. So what it's done is pretty much done a rising wedge. That was your exit. Now it's come back down. Let's see what it does. Just give me a sec while I fix this up. Usually, if we can say that's about 1. Yep, that fits in, and so that's our main level, 618. Looking at this structure, it didn't actually finish. So this is, if you line it up with this, no, wrong one. It's actually not a bad chart, or it's like Link. It's in that phase there. So it's done the secondary test there with a double bottom, and beautiful. Actually, there's a number of ways that we could have traded this before we saw it. So sell climax, automatic response, a double bottom, and bang. So that played out right there. So what we're seeing is this coming down. So this could come down, and I've seen it in the past where it just goes up, and then we play this, and these are the targets. All right. The other one could be it comes down a bit lower, or the same level, and the spring. So it's got two scenarios, and you've got to take a chance. Currently, it's in that range. It needs to break that range to the upside or come down, spring, and then up. So align it with this and you'll be fine. But at the moment, there is no entry. That was your entry there. If you were lucky enough, you got a bit of, you can say risk. But at this point, you might just actually come back down, and that might be a good spot to enter, actually. So I'll keep that in mind for Dent. That could be a good entry. And if you look at it from a structural perspective, let's see. Let's just do this. We can see, realistically, it does fit in. So at this point, you can either trade this as a breakout. So if price was to continue up, I would find resistance, and then you look for the breakout for the 618. So if it breaks above this, could be a fake out too, so you've got to be careful. Just got to keep an eye on what Bitcoin's on, but definitely we've got some levels. This could be a fake out and then down, so you've got to be careful on that one. Or it does the SOS stuff and then hits these targets. That's why I'll start taking profit on this breakout. So if it breaks out, your stop loss will be just underneath, and hopefully it plays this roll out before it comes back down. So that's what I got for that. What's that? PIS and MTech stock. Okay. Okay, MTech stock. This is new. I don't know if got to make sure MTech, Paris MTech, are they all the same? So that one. different. Yeah, I wouldn't go with that. That could easily go down more. There's not much history really. So if I was to play the devil's advocate, that could be the bottom. And the 618's there. I would, if I want to play on the safe side, I'll wait for it to break above that. You could probably get a double bottom and play your risk. So you can go. So we had that. Could be a double bottom, but really risky, and we have some stuff there. So that looks like, yeah, I wouldn't enter anytime soon because this could easily drop down as well. So I started from $3, it came all the way down. So the problem is with this is you do the opposite. If I was to do this, it could also come down to these levels. I think it could also do this, come down to there. And I don't know much about the product, but you can see where that's going. It can actually come down all the way down there. So it's at the moment a descending channel, or if you see something move, but I wouldn't trade it anytime soon. If you were to enter this, when it hits there, you have your stop loss pretty much tight underneath. See how it goes with that. I'll be interested to see later on. And yes, that's the new one. Okay. So we haven't got history to go with it, but we can also see, just using these principles, it's a risky. You can get a double bottom. I do think you'll get a little bounce, but I don't know how much. So good chances of a double bottom, definitely. But the thing is, this might come up to this level. And if you got a response there, what you do is you just get your Fibonacci, and 618 will be the next resistance here. There'll be a resistance there. So even if it bounces off, there'll be an immediate resistance, and it could come down. So you can make a bit of money, but if you need a real good entry, and that's pretty much a double bottom. And to get a double bottom on the daily, you want to see a bullish green candle, or two green candles in a row. Then you have and depending on the candle. So this one, you can only trade with candlesticks. So you've got to be good at your candlesticks. And let's see, RSI. Yeah, the RSI is coming down. You want to see a bullish divergence. So here, with this candlesticks or this formation, we had bullish divergence in the making for this entry. And that's why we got that move. And what we had, this trend line, once it broke, it was your exit. And now we come back down. And this looks like it's got a bit more to come down, which could be the double bottom. And then you want to see a reversal, bullish divergence come into play. So that's it there for that. Into your stock. Okay. All right, let's look at a few of my favorites. Let me just look at the daily. Okay, so there's a bit of a hole there. Is this live? Yes, it is. So Bitcoin shouldn't be going anywhere anytime soon. Link. Just checking it. Bought some of that. Total market cap it's the total market cap. So my 618's there. Where is it? Okay, that was for that level there. So we are approaching resistance for the total market cap. So we could see here, that was support, and now 618. So we are pretty much at resistance, so we can play that out. Or the other scenario, which is still likely to happen, can come up to this here and then come back down. Well, that could play. So total market cap is going to be difficult at the moment. It's not going to really help us, but we've got a few things to watch. All right, and SP 500. I did say about this was my target. I love it when I get it right, and perfect. So if you look at my previous video, we were up somewhere around here, and I said that was our target. Perfect. Now the question is it going to break above that? All right, so anyway, short term, let's look at, I entered BNB today, so that's going well. After seeing that, I just jumped in, so a bit of percentage, not sure how much I gained, 3%, I missed that bottom. USD Tether, okay, so we have USDC and USD Tether dominance. This is a good indicator. We've got downward pressure, which indicates that the momentum, actually, MACD is dropping, yep. So this is the daily, which shows that we have resistance. So this could come down. Let's see what it's likely to come down to. Let's see if this works. There's two things I'll be looking at. The moving averages, Fibonacci. If it drops that fib, I think we'll find that this support comes in. Got that support. We've got a number of levels. If we can't hold that today, we have another 17 hours. So this could come down. I still feel like this could be wave 5. This is our ABC. So wave 5 is there. We had our A, B. We could get a double bottom, or this was our ABC here. So that correction has taken place. Long-term wise, this is not going to help us at the moment. But if this was to go like that, that will be our next bottom. And that's where I'll buy. But at the moment, we're just approaching Fibonacci support. So nothing really there to help us out with the big picture. Optimism. Oh, okay. You know, I've been talking about optimism. MACD's bullish. Excuse me for a sec. You're welcome. Thank you so much for your. So thank you, mate. Just spread the word and get people to join. Excuse me. For those who don't know, in the past I've been coughing a fair bit. It turns out I got a chest infection. Just my luck. So I'm on antibiotics. So when I speak, I cough a fair bit. Just give me a sec. I'm just going to get a glass of warm water. I'm live. Can you give me a shake? I'm working. All right, I'm back. Now, talking about this one here, I did say in the past, and it's sort of working out at the moment, and I'll show you what I meant. If you followed my previous post about this one, I did say this is the cup, and the handle's taking place. So it's come down to the 618 from this perspective. If I was to bring this further down, it's actually the point, probably the 0.5. Okay, so there's a good chance that this could play out as a cup and handle. I wouldn't put my money on it. I'll just trade this level, and it's done well. So, and it's a bullish candle on the daily, so looking good. If I was to add this to, that's the next resistance level. The MACD is looking good, so we might just range before we go up or down. So we break out of this channel and we've gone sideways, and that's bullish. On the 30-minute, you can see we've got 1 touch, 2, 3, 4. So we're at a resistance at the moment. So that was a previous resistance. We're going to get a resistance there, and then potentially come back down. But we could potentially go much further, and this will be our next layer. It's an ugly way of looking at it, but what I'm noticing is on the daily, the 10 and 20 moving average is crossing over. So at this point, I will wait for the pullback if I was to enter. Let's look at that. So there was pretty much a good indicator there. As soon as it broke that level, so it broke above, come below, found that support, and bang. And I suppose this is I want that 200 moving average. So that's broken above it again. And I would wait there's not much to go for that fib level, so wait for it to come back down. Let me see. Get rid of this now. Don't need that. Don't need that. Actually, you can say that was a triangle breakout, really, some formation. So if we look at this chart and we assume that's a triangle, we can say that high is probably going to take us to that level there. Give us a sec. I'll ignore that wick. I'll use this. So conservatively, I can use that. That's just being conservative. And the breakout to there, might find that level as the target, which is close to pretty much that level there. It's bullish, that's for sure. And this structure is pretty much a reversal and a breakout. So I wouldn't go too excited at any time short, but there's still that neckline. That's where it's looking at touching. Anyway, that's optimism. Moonbeam. So we've broken that. I did buy in, average in here. So it's that resistance. And so yeah, what time frame? 4 hour. Okay. It's not a good time to jump in any time. So yeah, we can say that is. So if this 4 hour candle closes above it, we might, if it goes to retest, let's go in the small time frame. Okay. So that's a double touch there at the bottom, ever so slight, and you can see actually you can see the target for this one. That looks like an inverted head and shoulders. If that's the neckline, just got a bit more to go. Short term wise, I think that's it there, and it sort of lines up for the short term, lines up to that level there. So okay, and then probably go sideways before it makes up its mind. With this chart, if I get to it, I did say that I see it going down further. However, we can adjust this line. It's slightly a bit. It could be a breakout as well, and then come up to this level here. Depends on the rest of the market, really. But I was looking at averaging in from the 1.272 to the 1.618 there. So let's just put that in dark. Those are my targets for the bottom. So you never know where the bottom is. So you average in. Because I thought Bitcoin was going to bounce, I thought, all right, I'll start averaging in as well. So, and if I look at the indicators, bullish in that sense, like a lot of bullish divergence, and now it's broken up to 50%. This still needs to follow through. And on the RSI perspective, it's broken this moving average, so it is upwards momentum. Doesn't really, so doesn't really give you much besides that. On the daily though, it is a breakout. So if we can say that is it looks like a breakout. It doesn't mean it's just going to go up. Like here was a breakout and then came back down again. So we might just get up to that level there. So this came up all the way here. And we might just do that again. That was there last time. So this might just do a bottoming formation and it could still come down. But what I'll do is I'll be averaging in as it comes down. The more it comes down, the more you buy. Anyway, I can't give much on that. This is Avax. I do feel like Avax could potentially be a bottom, but you can see how that broke that. It's a bear flag and very similar to Bitcoin, but in a worse situation. It didn't really respond much. I did buy it, but it's not really moving. This is so it's really crappy at the moment. 12%. Okay, slightly small formation. I think here's a good entry. There's two areas here: resistance there, a good opportunity to short, or at the neckline, or up here as well. So I do feel like it's not really bullish. So that's an area that we can look to short. That band, maybe even higher, along with this trend line, or the 618. But I think it might. So if it does this, actually, give me a sec. So it's secondary test up for us. Yeah, so I think it'll come like that, then come back down, maybe come to this level, and then break up, and then come back down. That trend line doesn't mean anything at the moment. Trend lines can be broken. It's only got one test, two tests. There's no third test. So it's not a real trend line at the moment. The more touches, the better. At the moment, it's not a true trend line, but I just put it there in case I find commonality down the track. But at the moment, this does look like our selling climax, our automatic response. This is our secondary test. So we might just come back up to this level and then back down again. Yeah. If I was to trade this, just averaging at the moment. That's all I can say. Nothing distinct. 1 inch. Okay. I'm finally probably stopped out on 1 inch shorting. I took profits. Actually did a good short somewhere around here. I took the profits. As it comes up, kept taking profit. And I think it's come to a level of resistance that's significant. So if I look at here, previous support, and it's broken above it. So I might just come back and retest that before it goes up to the 618. So I'll be looking to short. I'm not doing anything at this moment. This might just come back down. I'll be looking to short here and to see if that's doable. Doesn't really give you much except for the Fibonacci. Yeah, so I'll probably leave 1 inch alone. But anyway, I do feel like that's a good level. Point of control. Let's see if that gives us anything. We're on the 618. Okay, so that's going to be a hard level to pass. Point of control. Yeah, okay. So we might just look at this from this perspective. That'll be interesting. If it comes down, yeah, so I wouldn't go anytime long with this. I'll be looking for shorts here or potentially shorts at this macro level. But I think this one's going to be hard to pass. Okay, let's see what we've got. Atom. Atom is a hard one. It's got an uptrend and it's still going and it's broken that. So I think this is the area that's really difficult to pass. We've got 2 touches already. It's a channel that sort of makes sense. Like that. I do feel like this is a shorting position. Macro-wise, that's so I've got a neckline there. Anyway, you can see what I'm thinking. If it comes back down here, this is a nice opportunity to buy. If it comes down here, that'll be a secondary test level and then a reversal. Matic is one I bought. Okay, and it's gone back in, so there's a bullish sign into the channel. Coming to that neckline there. It's got a bit of momentum, hasn't it? Just like Ethereum. Okay, Euro USD. Actually, the US dollar is dropping, so actually, let me have a look. Let me. So when it comes to Matic, you should be bullish on it, and I think that was the bottom. The bottom was in. Got a nice V shape, and I think I'm looking for this very similar to 2018, Adam and Eve type of scenario. There's 2 scenarios where it can take. One is it tries to do a double top before it comes back down. So this might just go up a bit more. I have the 618 level here. So 618 level right there. I think it might come back down. So if you look at Bitcoin, so we see that level there, equates to 618 and then come back down. So if you look at Bitcoin, and I'll show you what I mean by this. Some lessons from the past. So you can see Bitcoin from a different perspective there. But when I say look at Bitcoin, and here it is. This is a lesson Adam and Eve structure. This one here. What you notice is, can we do it on this one? Okay. So what we had is a nice V shape, and then it's more like a Eve shape. Now, what you notice is, see this part here? We had our thrust, come back down, and the double top before it comes back down. All right. So we had this capitulation and the last effort, and then we had the breakout, double top. And now, if you look at this from a Fibonacci perspective, 786, I think. Where is it? 786. And higher than that. So it's come up. Actually, let me just do this for a sec. Come on, log on. Yep. If I do anti-log, okay. So it's actually come up higher than 786. But what we have is, that's our automatic response secondary test. So what we have is this. Yep. So we had our capitulation. We had an AR, a little up thrust, secondary test, and then down. So you can see, if I push this across, it really depends what your reference is. I can make that as 618 and use this top level. You can see the 618, if I make it the resistance along the line, and then you see this. Now, if we get something like this, there will be a bullish divergence. But you can see that that lines up with accumulation. Now, when we look at this top part and Matic, it's very similar. You can see it hit automatic response, secondary test, another up thrust, and now it's coming down. That's why I'm thinking that there's this 618 level. This level is going to be in my area of interest. And that's a fair bit of a drop. From where it is to there, that is 44%. So I'm still bearish, macro, but for the likes of Adam, the bottom, I think the bottom's in, and I'm going to be looking for this entry, this macro accumulation, like Bitcoin in the past. So that's that there. All right, now let's look at. I'll jump on something else. I'll load my AUS, USDT. Hold on. Was it Oz dollar? There we go. Here's the euro one as well. All right, that's the one you wanted. Jeez. That is a double bottom. So where's that taking place? Guys, just get your Fibonacci. There you go, 618. Doesn't surprise you, does it? The golden ratio, give or take a bit. So that's, unless I've got no RSI. Actually, I'll just chuck these in. That's not nice. I'll use the moving averages. That'll help. So, in this aspect, let's just use some fib lines or trend lines. Obviously, macro broadening wedge, it looks like. So that's taken place. And then we get this fib to that level there. Now we can see, seriously, this is a double bottom. So it's always good to buy the bottom. Like as soon as you see that, it's a W. But the thing is, this is going to be a resistance. For the moment, it's a 0.5. So we see that there, and it's got confluence. So that's resistance. And it could be a dead cat bounce. But if it goes above that, this is where the euro is going to struggle. And this is the meat in the middle. So, but if it goes above this, see how we've got those 200 daily moving averages? They're just coming down. It's got too much confluence with the 618. So this moving average, along with the 618, is going to push it down. Too many elements on the chart coming together will give it a good resistance level. Now let's see if this is resistance across. So if I get this and just move it across, so yeah, so historically this was resistance as well. So it might come back down to this level. So we've got that level, and then we've got that. So okay, there's a potential for this. Just shrink it down a bit. Maybe. But for now, I just see this happening. And if there's a reversal, so we don't have a breakout yet. There's no trend line. There's nothing. But that could take place and then come back down and then a reversal like that. But so it's coming down to the support level. Let's look at this. This is the daily. Let me add this one for a sec. So that was a bullish. Look, 200 moving average. I think so. 200 moving on the 4 hour. Along with the 10 and 20 moving, perfect, right? That was a good entry. And that's why you got the response. Now you got the rejection. Here's the support. So we can see on these daily candles, this is support. It needs to hold this level. So it's going to come down here, touch that, and potentially go up. I think that it's going to happen. Nice, and you want to see a cup shape. And when it does that, on the small time frame, if you see a cup shape coming through, then it's going to go and potentially break that level and hit the 618, and then definitely come back down again. That's my thinking on euro against that's against Aussie dollar. Sorry guys, that was against Aussie dollar. So euro. Okay, that's nasty. And I expected that because the US dollar has been going on. So this trend line, I wouldn't trade this until the trend line is broken. Really. I think there's a bullish divergence in the making. So let's just add this. Come on. So there's a bullish divergence, definitely there. So this looks like a reversal. The reason why I'm saying that it looks like a reversal because that's a bullish divergence. And what you're doing is you're getting a formation. This is the daily. Yep. You got. It's still a downtrend. However, let me just add another. What was it? The 50 EMA. Okay, and I want to add the 100. I've got no 100 on my scripts. Okay, so I'll just do moving average. Okay. There you go. So the orange is the 50. This is the 100. So we want to see those broken to go. So this one's going to be the resistance at the moment. Get rid of that 10 and 20 for the time being. So on the daily, you can see resistance here. So with the bullish divergence playing, it's going to get a reject. That's where it's going. So this is coming up, and it's going to respond to this level, and it could do that. But before it does that, it could find resistance, come back. So I'm seeing a bit of a reversal here potentially, or continuation. So this could come back all the way down here, or further down, or this could go up like that. So this is the meat. You need to break that level. If you can break that level, then I will be bullish. And then what happens there is these are the targets, short term. And that's pretty much these moving averages coming down. But you see the 100 going to be resistance. So we've got a few layers to peel away for a complete reversal. Thank you. So that's my view on the US dollar, or the euro against the US dollar. Looking for a nice bullish side, but I don't expect to lift that much because of the inflation and then the strength of the US dollar. I still feel that this still could come back down, but I think it's close to the bottom in that sense, for short term anyway. You can see where the main resistance is going to be. Oh, perfect. Like I said, that's going to be the main resistance. And if it gets to that level, I still feel like this is going to keep coming down, because based on this structure, I've done it with the others. We've got two levels. I'll use this structure. Actually, we can use this structure as well. Not sure which one it is, but if I was to guess, long-term wise, a bit more down. That's one target, and the other target is this. Give or take a bit, conservatively. So these are the targets I have. Short term, there's a bit of a little bounce. And that's with these moving averages and Fibonacci. There's a few levels of resistance. We have this one here as well. This one's the main resistance there, and that equates to the one right there. So, but there's bullish divergence taking place, just a bit of a bounce. If it breaks this level, then we have a slightly changing the range, but again still down. All right, where am I? Matic, Litecoin. Litecoin has a nice, so we have this bullish channel, this channel at the moment, and even if it breaks this trend line, It's not significant, but it can go a fair bit up. Litecoin is looking good at the moment, but there's a few things that are happening there. It could go either way. XRP, I have XRP like this. And maybe I'll pick the daily. Does look like a nice level to make money, and it might be possible that if it breaks this level, then we can probably go up to there and then back down again. I don't think it will get that far. I'll look at it closely. You can see Bitcoin did this as well, and there's a few. So I do think it's going to come up to this level, and then we have these. Yeah, so that hit a target, and I think that will come back. Yeah, that could come back down. It's not an easy one. That was the entry. So again, this looks like an accumulation. I think crypto is going to be bullish for a while, short term, but that is definitely a resistance, and we are at this major resistance level now. So I think this will come up a bit more, hit here, and then find resistance, and maybe go like that and back down. And if it gets above those, then we've got these levels as targets, but I don't think it will get that far. But it does look like an accumulation structure, a reversal, and these levels are very possible. Let's see what's going on here. Break. How long does it? Whoops. Why isn't it coloured? I'll use this. Where is it? Interesting how the colours don't go to the defaults. Bugger. Oh, let me do this. Damn. All right. So we can see where it's Bitcoin currently right now is at a major resistance. So I wouldn't buy anything anytime soon with Bitcoin. Balancer. This was working really good for me. Took the short there, and then got stopped out, and then bang, bugger. But this is working. This channel is working for me. I can't tell it. Yeah, so that looks like that's a major resistance. It's really hard to figure out what's going to do later on, but that's how I got this channel. And if we look at it, okay, look from a 6-hour perspective, let's see what it does. Would be nice to get a short at the right time for this one. So that's the previous bottom. So from there to there is main resistance, and you can see that. If it breaks above that, then become bullish. But I think this will come back down. It'll be nice to get a good entry for short if if we can time it well. I think the bottom is in on that one, and this is the range, and that another potential Adam and Eve type of structure. So that's our V, and then we might have something like that, and then up. But we've got to see this the boring phase. So what we can do, if that was our top, put our Fibonacci in, and maybe it might just come down to this level here, right there. So it might just come back down, and that might be a good area to buy, because they're also performing better than crypto Bitcoin, because they're more advanced. It might mean that I do expect Bitcoin to go down in the coming weeks, and this might just equate to a level of buying, and it could be boring stage, but that might be it. And if you look at it from that perspective, that's 40% drop, which makes sense, or double bottom. So we've got a number of layers, but we want to see the behaviors like Bitcoin did when it becomes boring. No shorting on that yet. Ethereum, I've done a video on Ethereum, and I'm looking at this macro structure. I know when to go bullish, and that's pretty much when it breaks this blue line, trend line. I don't think it will. This is a neckline, so once the merge is finished, I think it will come back down south. But you can see this macro support structure. So I think based on the descending wedge or this ascending wedge, this is a very strong level to buy. We hit that 618 before. I think that was the bottom. If it come back down here again, I think it's a good buy, and then we'll go up. So that's my Ethereum perspective. And I think that's it. I covered a fair bit. VET, missed out on. ADA. Okay, this looks like a bit. It's it. So Luna C. This is my second target. It might just have enough to get to the third target. Don't know. This is not going to help. Let's go to the 4 hour. The MACD is still bullish on the 4 hour, isn't it? Oh no, it isn't. It's coming down. You want to be able to short this, but yeah, looking at that on the 4 hour, it's going bearish, and you can see Luna C is pretty much. So that's done. I think that's it. And if it breaks, if the Luna C breaks that level, it's going to plummet. So that would have been a good entry. And this is coming down south. So Luna C on the 4 hour, I think that's done. Running our steam. EOS, this is the hard one. It's come to the 618 level. Moving averages. Yeah, it's going to be a hard one to see go past it, but it's possible. This could be wave 3 and 4, and then wave 5. Can't really say. It's dropped a fair bit, hasn't it? Come down all the way 83 cents. I remember when it was $2 on offer, so it didn't really go high, did it? I stay away from that. It's a good project, but more hype than anything. Near, okay. Near, is at the previous resistance again. From here, and that's the previous. Yeah. If we can break above it, then this is going to be bullish. But it might come up to this level here. If you look at near, that could be a bottom formation as well. I'm going along with Bybit's project. It's actually done well, isn't it? So if we go to Bybit, oh, that could break up to the top side easily. Jeez. Actually, let's just do this. This could break to the upside a fair bit, the way it's behaving. Oh. That looks like a bullish structure. So wave 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Bybit could be a good move. And you can see the resistance. Well, that looks like a daily trend line. Let's do that. Yeah, so we've got the next one as well. So this might come up and then find more resistance. Maybe up here. Okay. But that does look bullish and hard to say. A bit of bearish divergence. Yeah, but still hidden bullish divergence. Like to see this RSI crossover. Or the MACD, sorry. Yeah, this looks bullish on the daily. Anyway, I might just buy. Oh shit! Arweave. I think I bought Arweave. Oh, okay, so it broke there. So when it broke that channel, look at it, bang. So it's done it. Okay, should have bought more. What's Glimmer doing? Arweave. Bugger. Should have bought more. So you can see that, and this might have some momentum to the upside. Broke the 618 level too. Okay, let's see how this is going. Look at the volume spike on the 1 hour. Bang, bang. So I think this will continue up. And if we look across, that blue line will be our support. I had that there for some reason. That's another one. Might find a good entry, but that's a strong move. Bugger. What's his percentage? 12%. All right. But that's broken a level that is going to be probably retested as support and then continue on. So with Bitcoin being bullish as well. And Solana, I bought Solana, and this is the weekly. Daily, yeah. It's going well. What is it, 35? Okay. Solana might just do well. Even that might be a bottom formation. Short term anyway, it looks bullish. You can see where that came from. Not as bullish to the others though. But the MACD, this is bullish. Yeah, 3 days in a row. That's bullish. let's see what we can do with this one. That's our one. So it's coming to the resistance. Okay, so I could make this also our 618, and that makes sense as well. But I'll stick to this being one. Okay. So if this looks like a reversal, guys, on the 1 day, it does. We had Bitcoin did the same. That was our ascending wedge, and I talk about this many times before. As part of no, I didn't want that. But this looks like the secondary test, and this is likely, in my opinion, come up to here, come back down, could come back down here, and then up. That's our secondary test. You can also come back down. Realistically, it could come back down here as well. Oh, mouse is running out. And then up. There's that slight chance that this could go higher. Why's my battery out? So this is our automatic response. Yep, down. Okay. But I do see this area being resistance. Long-term wise. But you can see how everything lines up. These fib levels, moving averages and the fib levels coming towards that. And our neckline, where's the neckline on this? Okay, our neckline's up here. I do feel like this is going to come back down more, but for the short term, there is similar to Bitcoin actually. If you look at Bitcoin, it did this. See how we came back all the way down? Solana didn't quite do that. I'm going to leave it at that. Hey friends, please. TRB, USDT. Okay. So I'm looking at Solana. Let me just see from a Solana perspective. Gee, Solana didn't really come down. Solana really moved strong from compared to what it started from. So if we were to do this, 618. I'm just looking at this on a daily. So this indicator is looking very bullish. RSI is just gone bullish, and this is the daily. So I'm just having a problem with my mouse. I got the trackpad now using it, so I'm a bit slow in my Mac mouse ran out of batteries, it looks like. But I do see this as a broadening structure. And we've got a few targets. That's one target, and then that's the other target there. And I don't think it'll go up there again. I think it'll come down. Just another bull flag. It might go higher, but I think it'll come back down like that. And that might be a good level to buy, start averaging in if it does that. For the time being, I'm not going long with anything. I'm just looking at this as a big move to the upside and then come back down. come towards the end of the year, I think we're going to be very bearish. September is usually bearish, but in this case, because of the US dollar coming down today, so it's come down, finding support. We'll see what happens, but that's going to give us some trading opportunities. KSM and one, okay, and all right. So last chart, the buddy wants me to do TRB. What's TRB? Not sure what TRB is. I can't remember. Okay. Let's just add a theme. That's better. Oh, that's a big drop. That would be a nice short. Far out. That would have been a really nice short. So the reason why it dropped so much, it did so much gain. All right, so what we do is we want to know what the target is for this. So if we go from swing high, swing low, we can sort of adjust this, and it looks like it's the 0.5 a bit. Okay, so let's see if this is, so that's my swing low to swing high to my swing low. So let's hit my 786. Okay. What I'll do is I'll add the template. And my template, so this is bearish. And this is the daily. So it's pretty bearish at the moment. But it's oversold conditions. So do we see a bullish divergence? No, not yet. Actually, we do a bit there. The MACD hasn't crossed over. So what we have, so we've dropped this neckline here. So if it gets above it, then it's fine. But you can see clearly this here was support and now it's resistance. If I add elite wave count, so the 0.5 there, so that is a range. It's a key level actually. It's right at the key level. You can see between these two fibs, I'm putting a band. It's all the way across. It makes sense. So it should find support. It's struggling to find support, but if it does, it'll go back up. And it's got a number of resistance levels, but that could be. This is pretty much a good idea if you look at it closely. I don't want to do that. But if you look at it closely, your stop limit is pretty much right underneath it. You can have a tight stop limit and just enter. This RSI is telling it, like you can see the MACD is turning up. Let's have a closer look. So you can see the ABC correction. However, let's do that for a sec. That was wave 5A. Yeah, so what's likely to happen? I don't see this as an AB. Like I think looks bearish to me macro wise, because the reason is if this is our wave 5, this is our A, We're going to look for a B somewhere around here. B, and then come down. And if that's our level, it's still a good bounce. If that's our level, yes. Give me a sec. So that'll be my first target there. But there'll be a bounce. How high that bounce is will determine the target. It could be there as well. And then we come back down here. Because that's a big drop. And it's done a big gain, and it's going to give that gains back. And my first level will be $9.74. And that could be a double bottom type of thing. But I do believe there's going to be a bounce here. It's taking place. It's just engulfed it. And your stop limit, risk to reward ratio is pretty good there. So if we do this last bit from here to there, the 0.5 is probably a good level. Yeah, the 0.5 Fibonacci is probably a good level where we get rejection. Could be lower, could be down here. And the best I think you can do is up to that level there, 618. Because it's also 618 there. Yeah, so final say, this is the target. From there, I reckon that's the target before it comes back down. It's my thinking, and I'm going to wrap it on. I just ended with good man. I might just join you. I might just join in that trade. That looks good reward, because that support looks strong, and I think it's worth it. But yeah, I do see these levels. You can see the Fibonacci levels. So that impulse, we've got our Fibonacci, and we've got the 0.3. The 0.5 is probably where it could probably go at most, because you can see wave 4 is there, and this impulse shouldn't pass that wave 4 there. But anyway, I think it's worth the, because that's oversold conditions on the daily. And now let's just look at a 4-hour chart. Let's see what it's showing. See if there's look at that bullish divergence. 4 hours showing a big bullish divergence in the making. Yeah, that's a good entry actually. You can see price coming down, and RSI is just, and it bounced off that, so that's why it's moved very well. Yeah, double bottom as well. Good decision. MACD is looking good. Looks like upward momentum, and I'll just share this with the guys in my Telegram group to also look to jumping in. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up on that, guys. Actually, I'll traded it because it just broke the flag on 4-hour chart. Okay, cool. I'm going to wrap it up, guys. I've been online for a while, and anyway, give me a like and share, and stay tuned while I get over this chest infection. Talk to you soon. Thanks for joining. Cheers.